I'm glad you're joining me for a few moments of inspiration and stillness from the deep. Today we're looking at the Boat card from the Sea Wisdom Oracle deck. So this is for you if you've picked up the card at a festival or if you're just curious for a message. So the key words for this card, Boat, are direction, steering, choice and movement. And the message says a boat can't control water, but it can be steered through the water. So even in changing conditions, small adjustments affect where it ends up. And the card's asking you, does this reflect your position? You might not be in control of everything around you, but you're not without direction. You know, just because you can't control everything doesn't mean that you can't make adjustments to influence what's happening around you. A slight shift in how you respond or what you choose next is enough to change course over time. And that's important to remember, I think, as well. You know, change takes time, and especially when you don't have full control over the situation, then, you know, it's sort of step by step, isn't it? So keeping the goal in mind, but taking small steps towards it. So in the activity book, if you want to think about this theme a bit more, you could do this with me. This is the booklet that comes with the deck with some extra activities. So you're going to need pen and paper for this. So if you want to do this activity and you're thinking about direction, steering, choice, movement in your life, so you know, generally the direction you want to take, what you have control over, what you don't. If you're interested in exploring that theme, then pause the video for a second now and grab a pen and a piece of paper. And then the booklet says, so getting clear about what you can control is a good starting point when you're trying to steer your way through life. So to gain this clarity, write 3 lists. Okay, list A, what I have no control over. Okay, so what are the things happening in your life that, you know, you want them to be different, but actually it's not in your control, you can't do anything about it. B, what I have some influence over. So your second list might include things where, you know, you might have some say, but it's not fully in control. It's in your control. It's sort of shared by others maybe, or you're peripheral to the situation. And then C, the third list, what is fully within my control. Okay, so what is purely yours to change and to do with as you will in your life. Okay, so that's the first step. Write those 3 lists. What I have no control over, what I have some influence over, what is fully within my control. And then pause the video now if you want, if you're doing this, and then come back for the next step. So the next step is just some reflection questions. Thinking about list A, what I have no control over. Are you ready to let go of things in list A? How does it feel to keep trying to control what isn't yours to carry? You know, in other words, how can you change your response to it? There's nothing worse than keep wanting things to be different and trying to control something that actually isn't yours. It might be for somebody else's life, that's for them to do. you know, and you're trying to navigate things for them, and then it's not working for you, which is irrelevant, really. The question is it working for them? So, you know, so how do you step back from that and relinquish control over things that aren't yours to control? How does that feel? Because that can bring up, you know, letting go of control can bring up quite a lot of fear, or anxiety. So, you know, the question is, how do you bring yourself to a state of steadiness, I suppose, while you're relinquishing that control? But anyway, I'm going off on tangent there. This is just for your reflection. Are you ready to let go of things in list A? How does it feel to keep trying to control what isn't yours to carry? And then the second question is, what level of influence do you want to have over the things in list B? So the things that you have some influence over, actually, do you want to have any? Or do you want to have more, and can that be negotiated? So thinking of those things where you have some influence, actually, what do you want from them? What do you want of it? What's, you know, how does that fit in with what you want for your life? Would you like to negotiate more influence? Would you like to just let it go and let someone else take over? Okay, and then the third question is around, you know, where do you actually really want to head next? You know, I think writing these lists helps to get some clarity about what's really important to you and what direction you want to take next. Coming back to the themes of the card: direction, steering, choice, and movement. So where do you choose to focus your energy? Where do you choose to steer your boat? What direction are you heading in? And what degree of movement do you want to take in specific directions? So focus your energy on the choices and adjustments that are fully within your control. That's a good starting point, and it makes things simpler in some ways. Okay, so, well, that's the boat card. I hope you enjoy the activity if you do it. I hope you find it useful. And I will be back soon with another card from my Sea Wisdom for Everyday Life Oracle deck. Take care. Bye.